Hello YouTube, Lovely Black Butterfly here for another video. If you're a subscriber, welcome back to the Butterfly's Nest. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and click the subscription button and click the bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. So today we are going to be making a 3-flavor Louisiana crunch cake. Now, this isn't my recipe. I'm going to give the credit what credit is due. This recipe comes from Simple Cooking with Eric. May he rest in peace. I haven't seen a video from him in 2 years, and from what I understand, he passed away. But I love his videos. I love his cooking. And so I'm going to be using his recipe. When I lived in Jacksonville, I was known as the cake lady. Everybody who knows me from Jacksonville knows me as the cake lady. I attempted to make a Louisiana crunch cake once before. It didn't turn out so well, so that's why I say I'm going to attempt to make a Louisiana crunch cake. Now, Eric's recipe has 7 flavors. I only have 3 extracts, so that's what I'm using. So we're going to begin, and I apologize if you hear me eating in the background. That is because I'm eating some of my house fried rice that I made for YouTube the other day. That's what I'm doing. So, we are going to start by sifting 3 cups of flour, and this is a 1/2 cup measure, so it's going to be 60. So, but 3 cups of flour. With a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and you guys know I use Himalayan pink salt. That's the only salt I have in my house. I don't have regular table salt in my house. With 2 tablespoons, or teaspoons, sorry. 2, 3 of baking powder. Once that's all sifted, I'm going to set this to the side. And come back to it later. Now, one thing I want to point out is that I have never ever used shortening in my cakes. I've always been a butter girl. I'm like Paula Deen. The more butter, the better. Okay? However, in this pandemic, butter is hard to come by. People hoarding butter, especially and it's getting expensive as AF. Okay. So today I'm going to be using butter flavored Crisco, and I'm using butter flavored Crisco not only because of the butter situation, but because that's what Simple Cooking with Eric used. So that's what we're using today, and I hope this cake turns out good. So to our mixing bowl, we're going to add 4 ounces of cream cheese. It can be any kind of cream cheese, but make sure it's the block cream cheese, not the South Federal cream cheese, because that's actually not really cream cheese. It is cream cheese, but it's mixed with other stuff to make it creamy. So we're using block cream cheese, and I'm just using Great Value brand. So to the 4 ounces of cream cheese, I'm going to add a cup and a half. Oh, I need another measuring cup because I'm going to use this for my Crisco. Maybe it won't matter. A cup and a half of butter flavored Crisco. I've actually gone ahead and measured out my 3 cups of sugar, so we're going to go ahead and start the So we're going to stop this for a moment, and we're going to scrape down our bowl. And we're going to go ahead and add our 3 cups of sugar. I'm going to show y'all a little tip. If you haven't had your eggs out long enough and at room temperature, your eggs should be at room temperature. Everything should be at room temperature. But if you haven't had your eggs out or forgot to take your eggs out, you can always put your eggs in lukewarm water, or let's just say warm water, and they will become room temperature. And I prefer to do this method. I really don't like keeping eggs out. We're going to stop this again. We're going to scrape down our bowl again. And this time we're going to add our eggs one at a time. Until they're well incorporated. And what you want to do, you want to make sure all your wet ingredients are well incorporated before you start adding the flour, because you want to only beat your flour just enough to get it mixed in. Because the longer you beat your flour, the tougher your cake is going to be. And the only thing we really want to do is just to be able to pull that flour and this wet mixture together. We're going to scrape down our bowl. Now to our mixture, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of almond extract. I want to say 1 teaspoon, but whatever is left in this bottle, it may not even be a teaspoon, but whatever is left in this bottle of coconut extract, whoa. Yeah, see, and half of that went on my leg. It's almost a teaspoon. Oh, that smells so good. And you can use whatever flavors you want. He actually used almond, vanilla, coconut, rum, butter, and I believe orange. I don't think he used lemon, but I think those were the ones that he used. And I'm going to use 2 of the vanilla. And now I'm going to measure out 1 cup of milk. And we are going to alternately add our flour and our milk. So I'm going to start out. We're going to start with the flour and end with the flour. Turn this up. Ooh, it's smelling good, y'all. You know the deal. We're going to scrape down our bowl. We're going to give it one more quick mix. And we're going to be done with this batter. Okay, now I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to be back. And we're going to prepare our pan for baking. Okay, people, I'm back. So now we're going to prepare our pan. Now, when I was in cake decorating school, it was a Wilton's sponsored cake decorating, so of course they wanted you to use all Wilton's products. They wanted us to use cake release, their Wilton's cake release, when we made our cakes. However, our instructor taught us how to make our own cake release, and basically the only thing it is, I'll give you guys a close-up if I can. It's basically 1 part flour, 1 part shortening, and 1 part vegetable oil or canola oil, whatever kind of oil you want to use. So basically, if you use 1 cup of flour, you use 1 cup of shortening and 1 cup of oil. And this works so great on cakes, in cake pans. I very rarely had a cake that didn't release from the pan. So we're going to go ahead. However, with this one, we're going to take some extra steps other than just using the cake release, or yeah, other than using cake release, because there's some extra elements that's going to go into the bottom of this pan. But you want to make sure you get your pan well coated. All the little nooks and crannies. And I make sure that it goes all the way up to the top, because as your cake rises, it's of course going to rise all the way, most of the way anyway, up to the top. So I make sure that it goes all the way up to the top. So now, once you've got all your little nooks and crannies and your cake pan covered with the cake goo, that's what I call it, cake goo. Now, like I said, because this cake is going to have some extra little goodies at the bottom, I am also gonna, you know what, I done told y'all, when I work with flour, I'm messy as F. I don't know why me and flour don't get along, because I love to bake, but me and flour just don't get along. Okay, so my cake pan has been spread with cake goo. It has been dusted in flour. Now I'm going to spray it in cooking spray. And I know y'all say this is a lot, but you'll see why in a minute. Now that it's been dusted in flour, or greased with cake goo, dusted in flour, sprayed with Pam, now we are also going to dust it in sugar. And this is white granulated sugar. Remember, it's a crunch cake. And we want to make sure we get as much sugar in places as we can. We want to make sure we get it on our little spindly thing. But what I'm not going to do is dump out the excess sugar. To the sugar, we are going to add some chopped pecans, and those can be omitted. You don't have to use the chopped pecans. And if you don't like coconut, this is probably not the cake for you, because to that, y'all know I'm blind and I can't see, so hold on. We are going to add, oh, and y'all know what this coconut, I've had this coconut in the freezer. I love coconut cake. A lot of people don't like coconut cake. I love coconut cake. So I buy coconut when it's on sale, although coconut is fairly cheap. I buy coconut when it's on sale and I put it in the freezer. So we are going to add coconut to the bottom of our cake pan. I love coconut, so I might have to make some coconut shrimp. And now we're going to add our cake mix. Whoa, come on. Shoot. And I know the pan is blocking the view, but give me a minute. Y'all have to excuse me for licking my fingers right now. But it was on the side of the pan. I need to get that off. So we're going to make sure it's spread out throughout the pan. And we're going to give it a couple of drops on our table so that the air bubbles rise up to the top. And I've got my oven preheating to 325 degrees, not 350. We're going to go ahead and put this in the oven, and we will be back once it comes out in the oven and I turn it out of the pan. So be good until I get back. I wish y'all were here. I would let y'all lick the spindle and lick the spatula and lick the bowl and the spoon. So we'll be back when the cake is done. Okay guys, we are back with our done cake, and I'm gonna tell you, I actually tested it to make sure this cake was going to release, because as I said before, I actually tried to make this several years ago and it didn't turn out too well. So I didn't want to get on camera and be embarrassed. So I made sure that this cake was going to release before I turned the camera on. Okay, here we go. And it looks like a lot of the sugar is still in the bottom of the pan. But at least it did release. I don't know what the deal is with that, because it's supposed to have a sugar coating like that. But anywho, that's what it looks like, guys. And so we are going to come back a little later, because after the cake is cooled, because I'm actually in the middle of cleaning up this mess that I made with all this flour with the cake. But once the cake is cooled and I've vacuumed up this mess, we're going to come back with the glaze. So I'll be back. Okay, we're back. So the first thing I'm going to do is place 2 cups of powdered sugar into a bowl, and I just vacuumed up my flour, so I don't want to waste this powdered sugar all over the place. I probably should have waited to vacuum, but then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to toast some coconut. Great.
Not today, Satan. Not today.
This is perfect. What the hell is wrong with you? What you growling for over there? So there's our toasted coconut. After spilling 2 full cups of sugar on the floor. So now we are going to brown some butter, but I'm going to turn this on medium. As you can see, the butter is now starting to brown, but we don't want it to burn. We just want it to brown a little so it gets that caramel-like color. Okay, so now I'm going to measure out 1/3 of a cup of milk. And of course, I can't see it, so I'm going to have to eyeball it. Well, not even eyeball it, just guesstimate, because I can't see the markings. And since I didn't bring my measuring spoon back, I'm going to guesstimate about 1/2 teaspoon of almond and about 1 teaspoon of vanilla. So I am going to add the browned butter. Then I'm going to add the milk and vanilla mixture. So there we are. Louisiana crunch cake. And we'll be back in just a minute and we will have some cake and ice cream. Y'all have to bear with me. I am doing this one-handed. I didn't want to put the camera on the tripod, so. And I swear, I did not mean to cut that big of a piece of cake.
Okay, so I'm trying to do this one-handed.
I was trying to get just a little sliver. I don't know how I got that big. That's a big piece of cake.
Oh, I did not mean to cut that big of a piece.
Anyway.
I swear I didn't.
That's what we eating this morning. Look at that cake. Don't it look good? But I'm going to tell you right now, that cake good, but the star of this breakfast is coming. Hold on. It's coming.
Like I said, this is the first time I'm actually making a cake with butter flavored Crisco instead of butter. So we're going to see what the flavor and texture is like. And
that right there.
I am going to be.
If y'all in the South and y'all near Publix,
luscious,
y'all need to go find this other banana pudding ice cream, because that is some luscious, yummy goodness.
Banana pudding.
I hope it pairs well with this cake.
Ice cream.
But we're gonna see in just a minute.
It's so good. Now, I don't know how it's going to taste with this cake, but I can only imagine it's still
Coming
gonna
up
be
to the
just as
mukbang.
good. So, I'll see you guys in just a minute.
Hello YouTube, this is Lovely Black Butterfly here for another mukbang, and today I am showing you my Louisiana crunch cake. And I apologize, I got distracted by something I was reading on Facebook, and I let my ice cream melt. But this is my breakfast, y'all. I've been up most of the night baking this wonderful cake here. Y'all can have a bite. I'm not gonna say most of the night, because I didn't actually start baking it till like 3 o'clock in the morning. Oh my God. Y'all, if y'all are in the South and y'all have a Publix, y'all need to go to Publix and get this banana, put it in ice cream. I swear to God. Now, like I said in the video where I was making the cake, this is my first time actually using butter flavored Crisco to bake a cake, and I have to admit, this cake is really good. I've only ever used butter to bake cakes, and I don't know why I cut such a big piece of cake. I didn't intend to cut such a big piece of cake. I really didn't, because I'm not going to eat all this. I got a big piece of banana. Not banana. What's the stuff called you put in? Banana pudding. The vanilla wafers. Child, they got chunks of vanilla wafers in this ice cream. You know, this mukbang is supposed to be about the cake, and I continue raving about this ice cream. But the cake off the chain too. It's moist. It's got that crunch that you expect from a Louisiana crunch cake. Y'all, I ain't staying long, cause it's 10:32, and I need to go to bed. I'm sorry, it's 10:32 a.m. and I need to go to bed, cause I gotta work tonight. Yeah, it's July 4th, but my holiday was on the 3rd, so I gotta work tonight. Plus, I signed up for overtime, so go figure. And it was only 2 hours of overtime, but still. I can't eat no more. I mean, I like sweets. Don't get me wrong, but I don't like sweets like that. You know, I do have a topic that I want to talk about real quickly. Okay, I hear all this flack coming from people saying about them singing the Black National Anthem for the NFL. Okay, have we become that far removed from our Black history that we don't know that there has always been, not always, but there has been, this isn't new, a black national anthem. Lift every... I'm on my laptop now looking it up because I can't really remember if it was written by James Weldon Johnson or A. Philip Randolph, and I'm not quite sure what year it was written. I want to say it was written around the 40s or 50s, but I'm on my laptop right now looking it up for you guys. Hold on. I'm sorry, my laptop's so slow. This is a laptop that I actually use to edit my videos, so it actually starts running a little slower. Where the heck is my e-cigarette? I'm trying to see. I can't, can't see. Hold on. Okay. Come on, computer. I apologize. Okay, here we go. Lift every voice and sing. I mean, I'm sorry. That I did learn. I want to say I learned that like in 2nd or 3rd grade. I can't believe that people are like, oh, this is new. Oh, it should be just one national anthem. Well, I knew it was one of them because both of them actually hail from my hometown, Jacksonville, Florida. Okay, lift every voice and sing, often referred to as the Black National Anthem, is a song written as a poem by James Weldon Johnson in 1900. I don't think... Sansa, get out the garbage. You garbage thief. I don't think because I'm from Jacksonville is the reason why I know it. At least I hope it's not. I would think all black people would know this. But of course, okay. Lift Every Voice and Sing, often referred to as the Black National Anthem in the United States, is a song written as a poem by James Weldon Johnson. He was born in 1871 and died in 1938 and was set to music by his brother, J. Rosamond Johnson. He was born in 1873 and died in 1954, and he set it to music in 1905. In Maya Angelou's 1969 autobiography, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, the song is sung by the audience and students at Maya's 8th grade graduation after a white school official dashes the educational aspirations of her class. I mean, I just don't understand why people don't know this stuff. Why at least African Americans don't know this stuff. Okay. Now, should it be played in the NFL? I don't think so. I don't think it should. However, I think all black people need to know there is one that exists. When we don't take the time to know our history. I bet you can, everybody can sing the latest Beyonce and Jazz and Jay-Z song, but you don't know Lift Every Voice and Sing? Oh my God. Anyway, okay. That's my rant. So if you're a subscriber, you're always welcome at the Butterfly's Nest. If you haven't subscribed, what you waiting on? go ahead and click that subscription button. And click the bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, lovely black butterfly, spreading my wings.